Welcome back, guys. I figured for today's morning chit chat, I'd let you see me working on something instead of me just sitting here drinking coffee or soda or something. Now, I know I said in the last chit chat that we were going to talk about the way of making and crochet magic, but the way of making kind of is a half joke, so I decided to kind of make it its own little short video. The way of making is what I've started terming when I need to make something because I'm stressed out, or I have an anxiety spike going on, or my PTSD is acting up a bit. Because making things requires you to be here in the moment. You can't not focus a little bit on what you're doing. And the way of making kind of started when I found out about something known as the Makers Movement. And the Makers Movement was a response by people to all of these items and clothing and products that were overpriced and not lasting. Its biggest section is in sewing and fashion. And that is because of this concept of fast fashion, which I find to be horribly offensive. Just for the simple fact of you've got all of these people who are attempting to display an aesthetic while not actually living a lifestyle that is healthy for anyone. The response was the Makers Movement, and that was a resurgence of what people would call old-timey skills, I guess. And people started making their own clothes. People started spinning their own yarns. They started crocheting their own fashion. And along the way, quite a few of these people discovered that it was soothing. Sewing can be very soothing, especially if you're doing a very simple project like the quilt top that I'm working on. Crochet can be very soothing if you're just doing something very basic. Knitting can be very soothing, especially if you reach a certain level of skill where you can make a sweater with blindfolded. There are people that I know like that. There are a lot of benefits to making what you need. I have at least 2 sweaters and 3 vests that I've crocheted because that's what I needed. And I couldn't find anything in the stores or online that matched what I wanted. So I started making my own. And I got exactly what I needed that way. One sweater costs me, if I do the big, kind of oversized boyfriend style sweater, one sweater costs me 5 skeins of yarn and about a week's worth of time. And it's worth it, because at the end, I get a sweater I made that fits what I need. The same can be said for binding your own books or little notebooks like I'm doing right here. These are all spare pages from a couple of the Exceed notebooks that I have that I had cut out of the center of the signatures so that I would have space for everything that I would be adding to the pages, like washi tapes and stickers and some kind of collage-y, like scrapbooky elements depending on how I was feeling that day. And I didn't want to let these papers go to waste, so I put them into a little notebook. And there's a couple of brown craft paper pieces from an Archer and Olive notepad, and you can see that they're a little bit smaller than the actual other pages, but that's okay. I will have in the description a link to a channel that I follow here on YouTube called Sea Lemon. She has got some wonderful tutorials on basic bookbinding stitches, and she's delightful. Her tutorials are delightful, and I absolutely am greatly appreciative of people like her who have learned how to do something and have gone, I'm going to teach other people how to do this. Whee! The way of making, I feel, is a part of my own personal philosophy at this point. When I am really just struggling with something, I will sit down and just crochet or knit for hours. I will, do junk journaling. I will make something. Because making something is the way that I am able to deal with and process what I've got going on. And that right there was why I keep my vent in my studio closed for the most part, because I don't feel like deep diving into our HVAC system for supplies that have fallen through. Now, I am not including in this video me doing any leather working. I'm not going to be including video of any spinning or anything like that. But the reason why humans seem to gravitate towards those kind of hobbies is because of our ancestors, honestly. It's in our genetic code to, even if it's something small, just like a little leather bag to keep little rocks your 5-year-old nephew or niece has found that they're like, oh, it's a magic rock, this is so awesome. So you make them a little leather bag. It's in our DNA to make something nice. It's in our genetic code, damn near, to want to make things. And I think, honestly, that's why a large number of people are so miserable, because they've not given themselves permission to make things. But that's just my own personal observation. There's not really a lot to, as far as I know, that would back that up. But that's because it would be a very boring topic to research and study, I think. But making things is the way that I have found to find healing in a lot of ways. Like, I made all of our dish pads in this house, in our new home. Prior people that I had been involved with before my husband, of 10 years come this March, would have thrown them away the first opportunity that they got, because reasons. And I never really ever got a clear answer on that, other than a desire to destroy something that someone had made that they were happy with. And you know what? If you're somebody who's struggling with your crocheting and your knitting, because everyone's telling you, oh, can you make me this? Or you should sell that. You don't have to sell the things that you're making. Take it from someone who, here this past December, shut down a 10-year project of attempting to make a successful crochet business. You are not obligated to sell the things that you make. You can donate them, you can gift them to people, but you're not obligated to follow someone else's view of what you create. The way of making is making what makes you happy. It is making what you want to see. And it is because of that lesson that I've learned that I decided to go ahead and just do this video on its own. Because it seems like there's a lot of creatives out there who are starting to drown a little bit because they feel like they need to create for other people. If other people enjoy your content, then they're going to enjoy it. They'll enjoy your stuff. But if the only person who's enjoying it is you, that's fine too. That's okay too. I think that's enough of me yapping for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I gave you something to chew on. And I will catch you guys in the next video, which will be vlog 17 on Monday. And the next morning chit chat will be about crochet magic. Or at least how I do my crochet magic. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I hope you decide to stick around. Feel free to leave me a comment or a thumbs up, maybe even to subscribe if you're new. And you take care, okay?